Afternoon, guys. Sire, welcome to a damp, wet, miserable Wednesday in Manchester, and welcome to GunnerTalk. Come on, guys. I'm trying to act a bit lively because it's not good news, is it? Silent Stan, Stan the man. You know, the Skeletor to our He-Man. You know, I don't like this bloke. Just don't like him. You know. It's just not a nice man, is he? You know, whatever you think of him, sports-wise, club owner, you know, franchise owner. You know, the hunting channel business still bugs me. You know, them sort of people that like killing innocent animals, or you know, even predatory animals that just have no idea they're there. Give them a fair match if you want to, you know, get an adrenaline rush out of killing animals. You know, go at them, claw to fist or what. You know, I don't have time for people like that, and yeah, it's worrying this, isn't it, for a lot of us. The biggest thing that bugged me first and foremost was the fans' shares. Now, you know what I mean. Fans are going to get paid out on their shares, and that's not something I like. I think all clubs should have a small element of fans that have some sort of ownership of the club. You know, if it's 1%, 0.5%, you know, of the club's total value, just so fans feel like they're part of the club still. So I don't like that aspect of it. And I feel sorry for people that have had, you know, shares in the club just because they love the club. I'd love to have some, but not while this guy's involved. And yeah, it's just not a nice bloke, is it? Looking at other stuff, you know, now there's plenty of negatives. Like I say, you guys know from talking to me or doing these, I don't like the man. Not a fan of him. I think we've been going downhill since he got involved. And you know, there's some problems to this now. You know, now he's got full power. You know, he can privatise the club, you know, as a business, and then we don't know anything about the financial side of it. You know, everything will go undisclosed, which isn't good for us, is it? No AGMs, you know. He doesn't look good on the outset, does it? I mean, Usmanov selling his shares to him, that bugged me, because here's a guy who says he's an Arsenal man, he's an Arsenal fan, he believes Arsenal can be one of the biggest clubs in the world, but then you're selling your shares, like other people, to a man that's distinctly disliked, and you yourself have said you don't like him. You know, these two guys do not get on. There's a reason why Usmanov doesn't have a seat on the board, you know, and he owns 30% of the club. Well, did, you know, that shows you the level of respect between the two. There is none. And, you know, I just can't understand why he sold his shares to Stan, you know, when he knows what we think of him as a fan himself. You know, he was attempted to buy him out. So it's worrying, isn't it? I told you guys in one of these a few weeks ago, when this rumour first came up, that he'll just pull his money and he'll go to Everton because his buddy Mashiri's there. So I knew this was sort of coming if he was left looking to sell him, which he obviously has done. And you know, it just sucks that he sold them to him. But then I thought, well, who'd actually want to buy that many shares from Usmanov? You know, people who are potentially interested in the club. You've got to remember, this is over $500 million in money. Who's going to lay that sort of dough out to be a nobody at a football club, apart from to say while you're on your yacht, you know, in the summer, you know, enjoying your holidays? Oh, well, you know, I own a share of Arsenal Football Club, did you know, dear? You know, there's no other real entitlement to it. You're not going to get an instant dividend on it. So for me, there was only one person that was ever going to buy his shares, and I think that's why Usmanov sold them to him. But it still grates me a little bit. You know, and people talking about, I've seen it from a few big Arsenal fans, well-respected ones, and some that, you know, I respect, saying that, you know, this might be the time to not be an Arsenal fan anymore. Well, if this is something that can turn you to not be an Arsenal fan, you weren't one in the first place because your heart's not in it. You know, it's like having a missus where you're falling out all the time. You don't give up on each other. You keep working at it, you know, because you love each other. And this is the same for me with my love for the club. You know, Hitler could be the owner. I'd still have to support Arsenal. I'd be more proactive in getting the guy out of there. But you know, that's how it is for me. It's just rough that he's in charge, and I don't like stressing about things that I have no personal control over. You know, same in my personal life. If you can't fix something yourself, don't stress out about it, because you know, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not in your direct control. Only worry about things that you can personally affect, and it's not something we can. So, you know, saying that you're not going to be a fan anymore blows my mind. You know, I've seen DT piping up already about protests and things. It's not going to help, is it? That's not going to get this guy out. He knows he's universally disliked by all of us. He knows that. I get the feeling that's why he doesn't come to many games, because he knows he just get look at Wenger's last game. As soon as his face went on that big screen, everybody booed because the guy knows. And he's a worm for me, and that's what I don't like about him. But protesting, that's going to ruin that. We've been on a nice trajectory leading into the season, and to protest for me, we're going to go, but just straight back down, atmosphere-wise. And it's took characters like Aubameyang to liven the place up because it was awful last year. We all know that it was so. Just nobody wanted to be there. Nobody wanted to play. Everybody dreaded next week. And I'm guessing Wenger felt the same, although he was an eternal optimist. He must have known that the guys weren't putting it in for him away from home. So I don't see any point to that, me, at all, dragging the atmosphere down. Let's just get behind these lads and let's deal with what we can affect, which is the lads on the pitch. Let's get behind these lads. We know we've got to start the season with a bang, so let's get behind them. Let's get fully behind these boys, and then we'll deal with stuff if people want to do that away from what goes on the pitch. But it's not going to fix anything for me. And like I say with DT, I said it to him last year. If you were gonna ever protest and go on and really do it, it's to get Crunker out, not to get Arsene out. That was putting a plaster on a broken leg for me. I feel that this guy will keep restricting us as a club and wants us to be a good sports franchise, but doing it on a thread, on nothing. I'm not saying we've not spent money, but I think it's money we're creating ourselves, not that he's dipping into his own pocket. And I think those guys that take it up to that next level, they love the club, they love the area and what's going on there, and that's why they believe in the project and they stump their own dough into it. So I don't know. I just don't want to see that. I don't want to see protests. I want to see the ground full. I want to see the lad, everybody getting behind the lads. So that would be a real backwards step for me. Is there any positives to this situation? Now he has full control. I don't think that'll change a ton straight away. I don't think you're going to see a massive shit. He's got full control. What's this? It's all going to fall apart. I don't see that. But maybe this makes it easier in some aspects. There's no power struggle now. There's not two guys who dislike each other trying to power struggle to one buy the other out and the other get rid of the other. That's gone now. So it's just all down to Stan. And like I say, if Josh gets a bit more involved, things have happened since he's turned up. I know his track record with other franchises isn't great, but what you've got to look at is like the LA Rams, one of his successful franchises. Look at it, he's investing in that because he loves it. He loves the Rams. He loves that project, and I just wish he had that same enthusiasm for Arsenal, but maybe he has. Like I say, with him having full 100% control, that makes it then easier for somebody to buy him out because they're not having to negotiate with two people. Dango, who I mentioned weeks ago, he's a bit of an eccentric billionaire, but he's a clever businessman, and he's an Arsenal fan. And that interview I told you guys about recently, where he said he didn't care who owns the shares by 2020 and he's finished building his refinery. He'll make an offer they can't refuse. He'll do that no matter who owns those shares, Stan, whoever. He will make an offer for Arsenal Football Club. So let's just get behind the team. That's 2 years away, 2020, not even 2 years away now. So, let's just bide our time, guys. Like I say, we can't get Stan out ourselves, I don't believe any amount of protests. And I don't think enough people would ever get behind not going to the ground quickly enough. And stopping buying, merchandise and stuff for it to happen without taking an entire season or more. So I think there's more use in getting behind the lads. We've got Unai. He's in charge of the things on the pitch. The squad looks all right at the moment. Maybe we could do one or two more, but it looks all right for me. I still believe we can get top four. So that's the things we can control and we can be positive towards, which is the lads on the pitch and Unai. So I think we should do that, and we're much better off in timescale wise as well. And like I say, I believe Dango will have a swing of the bat in 2 years' time in 2020. So I'm happy to ride it out now because Stan's been here long enough. We know it's not going to happen quick to get him out. So for me, that's another one. And also, maybe he's been dragging the club down a little bit and doing it the way it's done just to plummet the share prices. And then now he has full control. It's in his best interest for us to do well now. Anybody, it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor, you acquire an asset to gain wealth from it, to grow more money from it, or that's how I treat an asset anyway. So for me, I think it's in his best interest for us to start doing better. So like I say, I don't like the guy. I can't stand the guy. I don't like that he's the owner of our club. Yes, I would much prefer someone else, but this guy is the owner. He's not going to go easy. Like I say, Dango, someone will have to make him an offer he can't refuse because he won't budge otherwise. And this is it. But like I say, with the two owners thing, now we have one owner. Maybe now we've got one clear vision, his vision, not one where Usmov's trying to pip in as well. And I don't know. Like I say, I don't see it's in his best interest for us to stay in Europa League and plod around 6th to 4th. So I'm trying to just look on the positive side, guys. I know some of you are going to go, what a dick, he should get behind this. But you guys know, if you know me, I hate the guy, can't stand his owner, but I think there's much more value in it for us to get behind the lads this year. And let's just leave this to other people who can actually affect it, that have the money to get rid of him. We don't. So other stuff. Rambo contract news. I've been told he's signing a new contract. I got told that last night. So that's one for me now. I'm gonna chill out on a little bit. I'm taking that on trust, but I do trust the person who's told me. So I'm happy to relax on that one. But if it comes 5 o'clock Thursday tomorrow, and it's not happened, he's going to be getting a word in his ear, because I'm a little bit scared still and tetchy to trust anyone. But I've been told he's signing a new contract. So that could be potentially brilliant news, because I'd rather keep him than he leaves. I haven't liked this situation. Nelson signing a new contract. That was another one I got told. So that's another massive bonus for me. I'm so glad that that's going to get done. Before the season drags on, it gets near to Christmas and it could become a problem. And the same with Rambo. So I've got them two in the same scenario for me at the minute, where I'm really positive on the fact that they're happening. Callum to Fulham. I didn't want to talk about it straight away because I knew it would be irrational, because I'm a massive fan of the guy and I really rate him. What does this show us that we've loaned him out to Fulham? For me that's a big risk, but it's a weird one. Are we going to go out and sign another centre back? Vida's been mentioned. I'm not a big fan of him. He'd be more underwhelming for me than Socrates turning up. That's just my personal opinion. But if we signed him, I'd get behind him, and I hope he turns out to be really good. Same with Socrates. But if we go out and buy one more, well, that says he's not particularly confident in what we've already got. And if he doesn't go and get one more, then is he overconfident in what we've already got? In the two lads as backup. I think Mustafi and Socrates could be a good pairing, but will we be able to play that in every competition? Because I think if we played Mavro and Holding together in Europe or cup competitions, I think they'd struggle together. I don't see a leader between the two of them, not at their age they're at the minute. So that's why I would have had the Mustafi Chambers partnership and then a Socrates Mavro one or a Socrates Holding one to back it up, because I thought it was a better 4 than a better 2. So it's a tricky one. I think Callum will go and do brilliantly at Fulham, and I hope to God he goes and does brilliantly, because I want to see him come back to the club. I've been telling you guys, I felt like he's been on an upward trajectory, since he's loaned to Middlesbrough. He's just kept improving for me. He looks way more in command now and in control and much more relaxed. And like I said to you guys, not a kid who's thinking I want to be a centre back. Now he looks like a man. I am a centre back and I'm a first teamer. So yeah, he's going in my fantasy football team because I think he'll be ace at Fulham, and he'll get loads of games. So although you don't like the scenario that he's gone, I think it will benefit him. Although I'd rather have had him at our place, I think he'll still get a lot of benefits from this. So I'm not going to lose my shit over that one. I'm just going to root for him at Fulham unless they're playing us. So yeah, that's that one. Good luck to you, mate. I hope you stay fit and well and have a monster season. Perez to West Ham. That looks like that might still happen. That's one. I don't care if he stays or goes. So I'm not going to waste much more time on it. The Ospina deal thing at the minute, that looks like he's going, and we're trying to do a bit of a trade for Vida. The number was 25 mil at first, but I've had a flea in my ear that it might be under 20 million what we'd have to pay for him. So for me now, if we're going to get another centre back in and he can do a job, 17, 18 million, is it that bad for a season? It's not great, is it? But maybe we could have him for a season, get 10 million for him at the end of it. It just bugs me that we could have had this guy 6 months ago for free. Johnny Evans, he was available for £3 million. I said ages ago if we were going to just get a steady Eddie, experienced centre back, that would have been a good little move for us. But Unai hadn't had a chance to look at the players when that deal had got done. Soyuncu looks like he's off to Leicester. It's a strange one that. like I said, I think we had to ship an older head for an older head, or a younger head for a younger head, and I think Unai's probably going to trust that Rob, Callum, and Mavro have got it in them between the three of them to be a good roster of centre backs for us. So it's interesting what's going on at the minute. Welbs to Brighton. I was gutted to see him back at Colney. I was devastated. I'm not going to go on about my personal agenda against the guy. Just he could be on his way to Brighton for about 15 million quid. That could be interesting. Jenko to Swansea is another one that I've had a little bit of noise about. So that'll be another one. Wages freed up, although not a great fee. But these Perez 5-10 million. Ospina 2 or 3 million. Welbs 10, 15, 20 million, God knows. Jenko, maybe 1 million if we're lucky. Just getting rid of his wages would be a bonus. So there's a bit of money there still for us to spend. And I don't think we are going to bring anyone else in. In my heart of hearts right now, I don't think we're going to bring another signing in. That's just my opinion, guys. That's based on not a lot, just my own gut instinct. I'm just not sure we're going to do anything, but I'm more than open to be pleasantly surprised, and I'm not giving up hope that the club could go and do something. I think I wouldn't be shocked if we did. I would not be shocked at all, and it wouldn't be. I'm happy to be proven wrong on that one. Definitely, I'm just not sure we will now. But yeah, it's exciting times still for me. Minus the stand situation, everything else is looking on the up. So I'm cheerful, guys, and I'm just hoping that we crack on with something tonight. Talking about the Dembele deal and stuff, as I said to you guys, Barca were looking at Vidal, looking at Pogba. Pogba didn't want to be there. I told you that was the noise a week or so ago that he wanted to leave United. And Barca, they'd have to raise funds from somewhere. So maybe the Dembele deal could still get done. For me it'd be a 2.5%. But who knows, guys? It could happen for us. Like I said, another thing was, with Dembele, if we were going to go and splurge 80, 100 million, I said it again to somebody this morning, going for a Laxalt, a Soyuncu or a Vida, and then Ndombele and a Bailey would make much more sense for me with the exact same money. But I'm not going to complain if we try and bring in a potential world-class, absolute gem of a youngster. So, reasons to be optimistic, guys. I honestly believe that, and like I say, I'm not going to be upset if we don't do anything come 5 o'clock tomorrow. Then I can just concentrate on the football. I can concentrate on getting behind Unai and the boys, praying everybody stays fit, and let's just come on, boys, come on. Unai and Bridge, that needs to be pounding round on Sunday, guys. We've got to get everybody's cheers and chants. We've got to get right behind everyone, and let's try and get off this season off to a flyer and forget everything else for the minute. And come on, let's do this. Come on, I can't wait for this season. Honestly, guys, come on, let's get excited. We had that feeling a week or so ago, so let's keep it going. So that's it from me today. I hope you have a lovely Wednesday. Hope it's a little bit cheerier than it is here. Signing out. Come on, you Gooners. Come on.